Alright, folks, I know I'm way far behind on talking about the Winter Soldier and Falcon Super Bowl trailer, but what other time to talk about this trailer than not on the Super Bowl, not during the Super Bowl, not after the Super Bowl, but now? And hear me out on why I think now is a good time to talk about the Super Bowl trailer. Because next week is going to be the final episode for WandaVision, and then in a couple of weeks will be the release of the Winter Soldier and Falcon TV show that we'll be getting on Disney+. Now that creates content, that creates views, that creates feed and trending right there. That's how you do a video, folks. You do it right before a few weeks or a few days before something is released. That's how you do it. So in honor of that happening, I'm going to talk about the trailer. So why not? There you go. You're welcome, folks. Anyways, all jokes aside, we do have the trailer, and we first start off with someone kind of like interviewing both Bucky and Sam, kind of going, okay, what do you guys like? How are you guys able to be compatible, like in terms of working together, and how well will you guys react with one another? And okay, what does Falcon make you tick, and what does Bucky make you tick? And then from that point on, we get some really great, cool action scenes from there. We see a really great, I think this is really cool. We see Falcon using his wings as a shield. We see Sam throw Cap's shield, and then Bucky catches it, which is kind of dope. We see then Bucky is holding gunpoint at Zemo, like he's just ready to just bash his brains. And speaking of Zemo, Zemo is back, of course. Daniel Bruhl is back as Baron Zemo, and he is wearing well, he's not wearing, but he does have the purple mask. And I do want to point this out. I've probably said this before, and I'll say it again. I really kind of wish I started YouTube back in 2016 because when Civil War came out and I saw Civil War, just real quick story. When Civil War came out and I saw Civil War, and at the end when Baron Zemo escapes, I thought to myself, this is not going to be the last we see of Baron Zemo. And then boom, 2019 or 2020, whenever it happened, that San Diego D23, we got the announcement Zemo is returning, and I wish I had called it then. So I hate the fact that I didn't start YouTube back in 2016 rather than starting in 2019. But you know what? Still a part of me, my heart says that I called it, and that that idea was my idea, and that Zemo returning was a thought in my head, and somehow it all ties back to Marvel and also the other things. But anyways, though, I do like seeing Zemo back. Zemo is actually one of my favorite Marvel villains out there, and I do like that line he does say in the trailer about his work is not finished.
I have no intention to leave my work unfinished.
And like I said before, we do see that he does have the mask, and I think with this MCU version of that mask we're getting is that it's gonna be Thanos inspiration, like Zemo kind of took inspiration from Thanos a little bit. And there's a whole, I think, theory along those lines of why he's using the mask and why it's purple and why Thanos of all people. And maybe it could tie to the actual show, which kind of makes a little bit sense. But I can't remember the entire theory, but there is a theory on it. And it is clever. I do remember it vaguely, but it is very clever. But I am very intrigued by the idea of Zemo returning, not just because he's one of my favorite Marvel villains to be exact, but also the idea of what is his work that he's gonna finish. Like, what is he gonna finish what he started? Like, I have a feeling that Bucky is still gonna have like not only a vendetta against Zemo, but I feel Zemo is gonna try and like mess with his head. And I think that's gonna be very fun too, because whatever happened to Buck while he was in Wakanda, he's now erased from those trigger words that Zemo had implemented in his brain. So I wonder the next time Zemo says those words, Bucky's just walking up to him and he just goes, like, give him a good knockout, because he's like, that shit don't work on me anymore, Zemo, so what you got? Or maybe there's something bigger that Zemo has planned. Either way, I'm excited to have Zemo back. And then we do see another villain that's been talked about here and there, known as Flag Smasher. She looks cool. It's a she this time around, which is creative, I guess. I definitely love that the end of the trailer with where Buck's just hanging onto onto this, like, it was a truck or a train or something, and Falcon's just like, that girl just kicked your ass, and he's just like, Gah! Like, shut up, Sam, like, just shut up, you know? and does that, and plus that staring contest is hilarious. Like, this is obviously, this has the Russo brothers written all over it, that they're directing of the, because you could tell with how they're directing this with the feeling of like that dark spy espionage sort of thriller vibes with their little Russo brothers humor in there, which is really good. I think that's gonna work really well in this tone, and especially with we see like Sam and Bucky are gonna butt heads, and it was bound to happen in this show, and I had a feeling at least about this. Because let's face it, we saw a little bit of them butting heads and combating off each other in Civil War a little bit. So it's gonna jump from that movie to now. So it does make some sense. Even if there is a bit of like, I wouldn't be surprised if Bucky's gonna kind of like hint at like, hey, I should have had that shield before you. Like, kind of like a little like rubbing of like the knuckles here and there. And it will probably touch on a bit of like strings, especially with obviously Cap being gone. So that is definitely going to impact both of them. But those are my thoughts on the trailer. And what do you guys think is going to happen in the Winter Soldier and Falcon? There's probably a lot of other stuff that's going to happen that we don't know, but I can't wait to find out, and I bet everyone else can't wait to find out, and you guys can't wait to find out too. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please smash the like button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do awesome videos every day, if not every week. And make sure you ring that bell to be notified. I do new videos every day, if not every week. Share the video with your family and friends, all that good stuff and more. And leave some suggestions and comments as well. Whatever it is, you name it, I'll look into it as best as I can. Just expect more reviews. Maybe there'll be some unboxings, but mostly I'm going to try and do a lot more reviews. There's going to be some requests. I'm thinking of, for the month of March, possibly doing a whole thing called March Marvel Madness. I literally just came up with this title, I think like a few days ago, of the idea of throughout most of March, or all of March, so throughout next month, I will be probably doing a whole slew of Marvel reviews. And if you guys like that idea, let me know in the comments. If you guys don't, then I'm just gonna dust it off and throw it under the rug, and then that would be it. But I might just do that anyways, just because I think that does sound really clever, and that does sound really perfect, and that's perfect timing, because like I did say, now WandaVision's ending, and then once WandaVision exits, enter Winter Soldier and Falcon, right in just the right amount of perfect time, and to talk about Marvel. So if you guys like that, if you have any Marvel suggestions, leave them in the comment sections, and I'll look at them too. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.